Hi team, I'm Jim Winkler, Vice President of Sales with Market America and a longtime unfranchise owner, and we're about to go into part 3 of the new UnFranchise Owner Training. Let's start off with talking about building your organization, such a vital part of what we do. When you sponsor somebody, the independent unfranchise owner who introduced you to the business, that is your sponsor, the person who introduced you to the business. The sponsor is responsible for managing, supervising, training, and motivating within their organization. And you can place volume in the business development centers of personally sponsored unfranchised owners who meet that criteria. Placement is different than sponsorship. Placement is the location of a business development center in the Market America genealogy, also referred to as linkage. It's specified on the application by the new unfranchise owner sponsor, and a BDC, a business development center, may only be placed on the left or right side of another business development center when no business development center currently exists, meaning there's an open placement is a simple way. So again, sponsorship means that you're responsible for bringing and introducing that person into the business. Placement is where they're placed into the organization. And here's a great example to show you. In this example, if you sponsored Mark and Kate, they're placed directly below you. But you also sponsored Matt. But Matt is placed on the left side of Chris's business development center because that is the open spot. So you sponsored Mark and Kate, placed below you. You sponsored Matt, but he's placed below, again, Chris's business development center on the 002 left. Now, Chris would still need to sponsor his first person down that left side as well. Let's talk about the inside leg policy. The right side of a BDC and the left side of the BDC 003 are closed to placement for UFO business development centers until that UFO, until that unfranchised owner has earned $13,500 in a 12-week period. So basically, here's what we're saying. When you start the business, you have your 1, your 001, your 002, and your 003. You have the ability to build and earn commissions with your 001. The 2 and 3 are still there, and if you notice how this builds out, while you're building the left of the 1 and the right of the 1, you're actually building the left of the 2 and the right of the 3. So you're building your top center and half of 2 other centers, but you won't have the ability to earn commissions and start building the left of the right of the 2 or the left of the 3 until you've reached that income level of $13,500 in a 12-week period. The reason we do this is so you have the ability to build a strong team and support the people who are supporting you in the business until you really have a full awareness and ability to build the business the correct way. Let's talk some prospecting and sponsoring strategy, here. If you are placed on the left side of a business by your sponsor, then your 002 is your common leg. So again, if I come in on the 002 left, then my first person is going to go on my 002 left. We call that a common leg. If I were brought in on the 003 right, then my first person would go on the 003 right. Again, common leg sponsoring strategy. Whatever side you came on, the first person you introduce will go on that same side. And what this does is it helps each person on the team know where to place people as they continue to place people. So very important to understand this strategy. Let's also discuss a sponsoring strategy of when we talk to people. A lot of times there's groups that overlap, and it's recommended that groups that overlap, whether it be family, coworkers, close friends, they be placed in the same organization and foster teamwork and minimize competition. So what do I mean by that? Well, maybe you introduce some family members. Maybe you bring 3 sisters into the business. Those 3 sisters would go down one side of a business. Now, you may not be activated because you may have brought in 3 people, but they're all on one side. But it makes long-term sense because they should be working together, all together, instead of splitting them. So you're having a competition at a family reunion. That's never fun. So Again, recommended that groups that overlap go together. Do not ever, and I'm going to repeat this, do not ever give away personal sponsorship. If you're the one who introduces somebody, you're the one who should personally sponsor them. This is vital because remember, you have to have one person personally sponsored and qualified on each side of your business. So if you were to give somebody away, that doesn't count for you. And remember, this is a long-term business, so you're going to have as many people there that you've personally sponsored as possible. It also protects you if there's anything like a purge that occurs, so you still have someone personally sponsored in that area. To count for activation, personally sponsored UFOs must be qualified. Volume placement strategy before activation. When you look at a business, and so again, as we look at this diagram, you'll see the person on the left, and they've got their 2 people that are going down that side. Now, if you reach 1,200 and 1,200 BVs before activation, so before you've sponsored your one on the left and your one on the right who's qualified, then your commission is forfeited. So we want to be very careful not to do that. So on the diagram we're looking at, on the 01, we would probably build that right side up to about 800 or 900 BV. And you can do that by placing volume into your 003 in this example, and it flows up to the right side of your 1. Why would we stop at 800 or 900? Because then when you personally sponsor your second person on the right side, they'll come in with a fast start kit typically, which is 300 BV, and that will push you towards that first check of 1,200 and 1,200. This way you're protecting it so that if you make a mistake on placement, you're not at like 1,100 BV and all of a sudden it pushes you over 12 and you forfeit it. Your sponsors also know to place, if they're placing volume because they've sponsored someone below you, it's always on that strong side. It's just a smart strategy to only build that up to 800 or 900 BV on that inside leg, we'll call it, until you're activated. Activate means personally sponsor and place one qualified unfranchised owner in your left and right organizations to be eligible to earn commissions. Now remember, we all start with 3 BDCs, but we typically only show 1. In this case, it may be Mark may go on to the left side of your business, Kate may go on to the right side of your business, and now you're building 2 teams. Remember, they have to be qualified. So if you bring someone into the business for $129.95 and they're not qualified, they don't count as a qualified unfranchised owner until they have then ordered or sold through 200 BV of products to qualify their 001. So let's talk about registration. With an unfranchised registration, make sure you have your placement information ready before you begin. So if I'm going to be sponsoring a new person into the business, I want to make sure I know where they're going. I want to talk to them about which Fast Start Kit and products that they'll order before the unfranchised registration so that we're prepared with that. If another unfranchised owner logs into your computer, you are no longer logged in. This can affect sponsorship. Sometimes you'll have a couple teammates together, you're working on different things, maybe they log onto your computer. Make sure when you go to sponsor somebody, absolutely make sure that you are logged into your unfranchised.com. Unfranchised business account login is sent as soon as the independent unfranchiser owner application and agreement is submitted. And this is the first page of the registration process. So once you complete that, there's actually an email that is sent to the new unfranchised owner. Again, we don't want to do anything with that until we've completed it. If login before completing registration will cancel the remaining online registration steps. So even though that's coming to them, tell them just to hold it. We're going to finish the registration. Then after we're done with the registration, we can work with that email they got. And the other thing to make sure of is a lot of times that email will go into their junk or spam mail. So you may need to tell them they need to look there to find it. And what that email is going to have information on how to log into their unfranchised.com now that they're starting their business. If somebody's coming into the business with PayPal and PayPal credit, please make sure that they've been pre-approved. Many times someone will say, oh, I want to do that because it's a great, it offers 6 months interest-free to pay for that first order. So maybe if they're coming in for a fast start kit and they don't have quite enough funds, they think PayPal credit would be great. But if they try to do that while you're with them trying to do the registration, it can take a couple days, 24 to 48 hours to be pre-approved. So have them pre-approve ahead of time to make sure that's ready to go. There's a couple different ways you can do an online unfranchised registration. You can do it through our sign-up wizard, which is on our unfranchise.com, or you can send them an email and invite them to partner now. And that's an email that comes to them, they click on it, and they start to go through the registration. Make sure you select the country where the new business partner resides as you're doing this. You can look on, if you're doing our online registration through the unfranchise.com, you can look at the open placement report and see maybe where they should go. However, from a coaching standpoint, I would tell you if you're not sure where they go, contact a senior partner. Say, hey, would you look at my organization? I want to make sure where I'm placing it. It's vital you do that. It is not an easy thing to correct when someone is placed incorrectly. So talk to a senior partner. Again, we always work in teams, and that's why they're there for you. They're there to support and help you. So make sure that you take that time to do that. When using the Partner Now process, let your prospect know to expect this email and then follow up with a phone call. When using Partner Now, I think it's vital that you walk them through the process. A great thing, sometimes people like the Partner Now process because they can fill out that application page and it keeps that Social Security number to them. When you're doing it from your back office, you're seeing their information while you're helping them do this. When they're doing Partner Now, they're filling it in. However, they don't know many of the steps that are going to come in the Partner Now process that need to be taken care of. So what I would recommend is to be on the phone with them, or after they've done that first page and you've talked to them, walked them through it, then do a screen share with them so you can, again, speak to the different things that they're going to be going through. If you get disconnected for any reason while doing a registration or have to stop for any reason, you can come back to your unfranchised registration. So you go back to where it says sign up registration, and you'll see where it says incomplete sign up. You just click on that and that will pull down and show you if you have somebody that you need to finish steps with. Let's talk about commissions. Our business tracks, we have a tracking system. In fact, one of the most sophisticated tracking systems in the world. It searches daily to infinity. And it looks to see what did you do, what did your business partners do, what did your customers do, what did their customers do. And whatever happens there, in this example, you're seeing on one side of it where there was someone who had a retail sale. Well, that volume comes up to each person they're connected to, and it comes back to you. And you get 100% credit on the volume generated. On the right side, you're seeing somebody who's using products. Again, that volume comes up when they order that product. It's to everybody they're connected to, and it comes back to you, and everybody gets 100% credit of that volume coming up to infinity. There's no levels, there's no percentages. This is a very, very strong point in our marketing plan. When we talk about commissions, unfranchised owners are paid as a result of products moving to end consumers. This is very important. We're paid on volume, just like any great businesses. All unfranchised owners must be qualified and activated to be eligible to earn any commissions. Remember, qualified means we have 200 BV in our O1. Activated means we've sponsored one person on the left side and one person on the right side. We've sponsored one qualified unfranchised owner on each side of our business. Commissions are compensation earned for accrued BV and IBV in activated business development centers. An email notification is sent and direct deposited 2 weeks after the Friday that they are earned. So again, remember, if you earn it on a Friday, you're actually going to receive that pay 2 weeks later on a Friday. It'll be direct deposited into your account. Want to make sure you've set up your direct deposit in your back office as well so we can get you ready to earn those commissions. And here's how commissions are earned. As volume comes up, BV and IBV are tracked daily, and when you get to certain pay thresholds, you earn commissions on it. At $1,200 and $1,200, you would earn either a $300 BV check or a $300 IBV check, depending on which one of those gets there. And then that goes up by $1,200 each time, and you earn an additional $300 commission until you get to the last part of the pay cycle where it goes up $1,400 BV. And at $5,000 and $5,000, you earn a $600 commission. Remember, when exercising the monthly accrual option, BV and IBV can accrue for 365 days. And after you get to that $5,000 and $5,000, let's say it's in BV, the BV will reset to 0 on Saturday and start over again. But the IBV would continue accruing until it got to $5,000 and $5,000. When it got there, it would reset to 0. And it gives you a total weekly potential of $3,000 per business development center, because as your organization grows, and think of it as points of distribution, as that grows and more volume comes through your business, you can start to go from 0 to 5,000 in a month. You can start to go 0 to 5,000 in 2 weeks. And as it gets bigger and more volume is generated, you can get to the point you go 0 to 5,000 in a week with the company. From a record-keeping standpoint, let's talk about some things to keep track of, although I always recommend consulting with your tax accountant to make sure you're getting proper advice. But you want to keep track of your income, profit from retail, sales of products, your commissions and bonuses received from the management performance compensation plan. A tax form 1099 is issued if earnings are greater than $600, $600 or greater, and that's found in your unfranchised business account at My Account online forms. And then from an expense standpoint, trainings and admissions for events, so ticket fees are something you should be keeping track of. Administration and shipping costs like our unfranchised or UFMS. Advertising promotional materials. Maybe you're doing trial size marketing and you're using some of that product as sampling. Automobile expenses with mileage, travel expenses, lodging and meals, entertainment of prospects and teammates, office supplies, business equipment, professional fees. There are so many tremendous advantages to being a business owner with our company. Again, consult with a tax accountant and you learn how to maximize these advantages with your unfranchised business. Placement of BV and IBV. Volume can be placed into any of your personal business development centers, and you may designate one personally sponsored qualified unfranchised owner to be able to give volume to each quarter. You can change your designation one time per calendar quarter, and it has to go into their qualified original BDC, so their 001, their 002, or their 003 only. They have to have an active unfranchised auto ship order with status of T, N, or W, and they have to have satisfied the monthly BV accrual option with their UFMS and their 50, their 100, their 150 criteria in the prior month, and with themselves as paying ID, or be in their initial 90-day grace period for that. And HP1s, NPOs, WCP, WCA are not eligible for volume placement by their sponsor. So keeping this real simple, each quarter you have the ability to identify one person on your left or your right side of your business that you've personally sponsored, who's qualified, who's meeting their requirements, and you have the ability to select them where you can place volume so it helps support their business, and then that will come up through any of the people in between the person you select all the way back to your business. You have the ability to do this by going in to designate your placement ID, as you can see here, by going under My Account and BV, IBV Management. Then you have the ability, after designating it, to designate where you want your auto placements to go. So first designate the person, second designate the auto placements. Now again, this is really important. On auto placements, you can designate your own 002 or your own 003. If you change your person that you're placing volume into, you need to change your auto placements if you've picked that someone previously that you were auto placing BV or IBV into. A lot of times I'll choose my own 002 or 003 for my auto placements. That way I never forget to change it if I'm designating a new person on a quarterly basis that I want to support putting volume into. What are some strategies for success? We have a couple programs I think you need to take a great look at. This is sort of the guideline. People say, what do I need to do to be successful? We have a Master UnFranchise Owner program, and this is a structured system that identifies and quantifies what successful unfranchise owners are doing or have done to be successful. This is a proven track record to follow. This program allows you to enter into action with belief and confidence because you know it's already worked. It duplicates result-producing activities that ensure growth of your unfranchised business, and you earn the ability. Now this is great. This is a huge bonus. So not only is this building your business, but when you achieve Master Unfranchise Owner status, you have the ability to designate a second volume placement ID. So now you could place volume into 2 different people within your organization that you've personally sponsored who are qualified. It allows you to measure, monitor, control, and adjust with the Master UFMS report. This is right in, again, our unfranchise.com under Management Reports, and it works off of calendar quarters. So what do we need to do with this? Complete or update the Shopping Annuity assessment. So once per quarter, we complete that. We have a current UFMS. Well, everybody should have that. We generate 1,500 BV worth of home country products between our personal use and our customers. So with Master UFO, it's between us and our customers. We generate 300 IBV between personal use and customer orders. We have to personally sponsor 1 qualified UFO, so sponsor 1 qualified UFO during this quarter. And we have to complete the new UnFranchise Owner Training and the Basic 5 training once per that quarter. We complete an ECCT, which is our 3rd training class, once per quarter, and purchase 3 tickets to the next major event. A major event being a world conference or an international convention. And we need to have earned $900 in commissions or complete the Basic 5 diagnostic test, which is a great thing. There's a link to it right on this form, and it's a great way to go through and see if you're keeping updated with everything you should be doing. Why do I love becoming a Master Unfranchise Owner? Because it includes customers, it includes personal use, it includes sponsoring and growing your business, it includes attending trainings, which everybody should be doing, and it includes purchasing tickets. It really encompasses everything with the Basic 5. And I'm going to add again, you get a second placement for volume when you become a Master Unfranchise Owner. If you're new and watching this, print this off. It's in your Getting Started guide, and go for it. This is a great program to follow. Now let's talk about our shopping annuity, because there's steps to building a shopping annuity, and the shopping annuity begins with each UFO completing the shopping annuity assessment in unfranchise.com. And it's real simple when you think of the steps. Be a product of the product personally. Well, if you own a business, why wouldn't you use your own products? You're getting them at unfranchised cost, and you should be trying them anyway. And then it's create BV with our exclusive brands. It's create IBV with our partner stores on shop.com. So you're using your own BV products, you're shopping from your own site, and then you duplicate this with your team, and then you duplicate this and you create BV and IBV with your customers. So let's keep it simple. You first, teach your team, teach the customers. And that's how we build a shopping annuity. We have a program. It's called our Shopping Annuity Master Member. It follows very closely to our Master UFO program. So these are the 2 programs I'm really going to talk to you about. With our Shopping Annuity Master Member, it creates an incentive for unfranchised owners to convert their spending into earning. When you achieve this, you earn, and I'm going to repeat this, free shipping for a year. So hitting this is very big. And if you hit this, and you're sponsoring and attending your trainings and buying your tickets, you're probably going to hit Master UFO. So these 2 combine greatly, and it works off of the same exact calendar quarters as the Master UFO program does. So what do we need to do? Again, complete the shopping annuity assessment or update it each quarter. So if you've already done it, you just update it each quarter, which is great. Generate 300 IBV. personal unfranchised.com orders, your unfranchised auto ship, and personal preferred customer shop.com orders. The difference on this and Mastery Flow, this does not include customer orders. This includes what you're generating to get to 300 IBV. Then generate 1,500 worth of BV of home country products for personal consumption. Again, so now we're not including consumers. We've now converted our spending, and so it's about 500 BV per month and about 100 IBV per month that we're generating, that we are using of products, and we're completing our shopping annuity assessment. And at the end of a quarter, by achieving this, this will give us the ability to have free shipping. Now, to get some great ideas how to do this, you can go under our support materials, and there's a document called Achieving SAM, Achieving Shopping Annuity Master Member. You can download that, and it'll give you some great tips on how you could get to that quicker. And in your Basic 5 training, there's also some great tips on that, and talk to your senior partners as well. Let's take a look at our unfranchised levels and requirements. Remember, when you become a coordinator, that's an unfranchised owner who has earned at least their first $300 commission. You have to submit your Form 925 and 1001. Now, hopefully, both of those forms are part of the unfranchised registration, and they're typically completed there, but you can confirm that on your qualification report. That's why when I was talking about Partner Now, I said it's good to screen share or be on the phone with the person, because those Form 925 and 1001 come up, and you want to let that person know what those are and make sure they complete them then, so you then have the ability, that there's no holdup after they've earned their first check. The monthly accrual criteria increases to 100 BV when you become a coordinator. As an executive coordinator, this is someone who's earned that $600 check when they get to 5,000 and 5,000, meaning they've accumulated 5,000 group business volume on the left and the right sides of their business development center. Now, what do they need to do? They need to attend an executive coordinator certification training. We call that an ECCT to make it an easier way to say it, within 28 days of earning that $600 commission. The prerequisite of an ECCT is attendance and completion of a new unfranchised owner training in a Basic 5. So before you can take the ECCT, you have to take the NUOT and the B5. So get those done right away. And then what I'm going to recommend is get your ECCT done right away. Don't wait until you've earned that $600. Get it done right away, because it's going to teach you how to talk to people about the business. It gives you the whys. It's a more detailed, in-depth training, and you really understand how the business is built, why it's built, and why we have the rules and regulations that we do. So take that as soon as you can, and you have all three of those completed. And then now, again, as an executive coordinator, your monthly accrual option criteria increases to 150 BV. I mentioned before what can cause a commission forfeit. If you accrue enough volume on the left and right sides of a business development center to meet your first commission check, but you are not activated, you could again forfeit a commission check. You could also forfeit a commission check if you get to 1,200 and 1,200 and you haven't completed if you have not completed the Form 925 and 1001 after reaching the coordinator level, you need to get that taken care of right away. You could also forfeit a check for not completing the ECCT after reaching the executive coordinator level, and for not being activated, as I talked about. So those are the three ways that could happen. So get that all taken care of immediately, and then you never have to think about it. Other reasons for a commission forfeit, again, the 925, 1001. Now you can go to your qualification report and take a look at that. Remember, after you've earned your first check, there'll be a 28-day commission hold to allow you to complete that if you haven't done it. And again, it's as simple as checking a couple boxes in your back office, not completing your 3 required trainings. And again, there's a 28-day commission hold that allows for completion, but get it done early so you don't have to worry about it. Recommend completing all 3 of these trainings as soon as possible. How are management bonuses earned? Each time a BDC and any BDC in the respective left and right organization complete the BV commission cycle in the same week, the BDC earns a management bonus of $600. So as you take a look right here, you can see if you get to 5,000 and 5,000 BV, and one business development center on the left and one business development center on the right. They don't have to be people you personally sponsored. They can be anybody in the organization, but if they get to 5,000 and 5,000 on the left and the right side and earn a $600 commission as well, you'll receive a $600 management bonus. We call that the master coordinator level. It really means you've earned a minimum of $1,200 in that week because you got your $600 and the $600 as a management bonus. Here's what I love about this. Basically, it says the more people you have in your business making money, the higher the chance you're going to be able to hit master coordinator. So the more people you help, the more bonuses that are going to come your way in the future. As we look at unfranchised level, all unfranchised levels higher than master coordinator are based on commissions and bonuses earned from the MPCP in 4 consecutive weeks. So if someone's being recognized, we should say they've earned a minimum of, and let's say they're a professional coordinator, a minimum of $4,500 in 4 consecutive weeks. So that means they've earned that in that 4-week commission pay cycle. Income should not be stated except as published by Market America. And we publish that in things like our Power Profiles or in our Unfranchised magazine. So I won't go through each of these, but as you take a look at it on your screen, you can see each level continues to go up. And we have people earning in that international field chairman level, the international field, every level on here. These become huge levels when you start to realize this is in a 4-week pay cycle, 4 consecutive weeks. You've got people who have earned anywhere from $18,000 all the way up to $125,000, closing in on $150,000 in earnings. So let's review quickly everything we've gone through. There's a couple big no-nos, and I want to make sure you heard them throughout the training. No online sales to companies like eBay, Amazon, Taobao. That's strictly prohibited. The creation of fake or fraudulent UFO business account is strictly prohibited. Cross-group sponsoring, strictly prohibited. What does cross-group sponsoring mean? That would mean if I tried to encourage someone on another team to join my team, always encourage them to go to their senior partners, encourage them to attend our open trainings. Selling Market America's exclusive products and conducting any Market America business activities in a country that was not authorized and open to prohibit to conduct business, strictly prohibited. Again, these are things that can get you in trouble with the company. You don't want to do these. And advertising Market America exclusive products for less than suggested retail price, strictly prohibited. To me, this is sort of common sense. Don't sell on the big online sellers. We've already talked about that. Don't create a fake account. Why would you do that to begin with? You know that's going to get you in trouble. Don't try to steal people from another team, and don't try to conduct business in a country we're not doing business in, and don't promote our products at a lower than suggested retail price. So it's fair for everybody. Let's talk about some recommended strategies. Do not give away personal sponsorship. Continue to sponsor and place people below your current team. You know, we talk about a left and a right side, but that's just getting started. 2 is getting started. We have a program, a business that is set up for great continued sponsoring of unfranchised owners. Take advantage of that. Don't personally build both sides of an unfranchised owner's organization. You build down that common leg. Support the leaders on your organization with coaching and mentoring. That's the best thing you can ever give. Don't expect BV and or UFO placement from business partners. Retail, recruit, and place new UFOs and volume at the bottom of your organization. You know, sometimes people think, well, I want people placed below me, and sometimes that happens with the way our compensation plan is built. However, I do tell people, if you've been in the business for a period of time and people are still being placed below you, it probably means you're not building the business as big as you should. You want to be the strongest side. You want to be the one where you look at your senior partner and you say, hey, you better work on that other side because I got this. I'm building my organizations here. There's a couple review questions. Let's talk about these. I want to make sure you catch them. What is needed in order to log into the unfranchised business account? Well, that's our rep ID or email and password. Again, very, very simple, comes to us right away. What are the 3 required trainings? That's our NUOT, our Basic 5, and our ECCT. What's the difference between a sales rep and an unfranchised owner? The UFOs pay a subscription fee and can participate in the management performance compensation plan and earn commissions and bonuses. A sales representative cannot do that. They don't receive any websites, but they do have to do the quarterly requirements. How do you qualify a BDC? You qualify by placing 200 BV into the BDC. Typically, the 001 is qualified first. What occurs on the Friday following the Q date each month? Monthly accrual option criteria are due. So remember, on that Friday, that's when all the monthly is due. What occurs on the Friday at the end of each UFO quarter? Form 1000, which is our 200 in retail sales, 150 150 personal BV are due at the end of that quarter as well. When is the annual renewal due each year? Now remember, this is when we use the start date. By the last business day of the start month, it's automatically completed if you're enrolled in auto renewal. What's it mean to be activated? Well, to be activated means you've personally sponsored or partnered with and maintained one qualified unfranchised owner in your left organization and your right organization. And what are the requirements to earn commissions? It's to be activated and then reach those pay levels, with our first one starting at $1,200 and $1,200. Where can you find the online training modules? The video-based training that you're watching now can be found in the Unfranchised Business account under Help and Training. Other materials, PowerPoints, and other files can be found at unfranchisetraining.com or in our back office under our support materials. You know, it's great to get continuing education. I always say this is not a one and done type training. This is a lot of information. Should the NUOT, B5, and ECT be repeated? Yes, ongoing training is critical. Here's the easy way to do it. As you sponsor a new person, take the training with them. By doing that, what you're doing is showing duplication so that when they sponsor someone, they'll take the training with that new person. Wouldn't you love to have a team of people who all know what they're doing, who understand our training system? And there's great other trainings, of course, as well, whether it be our university-specific trainings, the locals, the districts, the regionals, and our major events. Make it a professional business. And professional businesses owners get education and they get training. You'll want to install this in your teammates to do all of that. Let's end this today by keeping it simple. Use your unfranchised auto ship for your monthly accrual option. It'll take care of everything. Use your auto renewal for your annual renewal. Customers buying from shop.com, if you have $200 that are bought from your shop.com site, your Form 1000 is automatically done, and continue to attend the training events, events and the training. By doing these simple things, you are going to have a great business. I hope you've enjoyed the new UnFranchise Owner Training, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our next major events.